Today, we have one of the eminent professor, educator, academician, my guru, my teacher, Dr. Ranjan Kumar Bala, who will be one of the panel member for today's discussion. Dr. Ranjan Kumar Bala, educated at Ravensa College, Utkal University, and IIM Ahmedabad. His academic credentials include first class first, gold medalist in MCOM, MPhil, and PhD. He worked around 3 years in banking sector, and he is the former professor of PG Department of Commerce, Utkal University. His other positions include President of Indian Accounting Association, President of Odisha Commerce Association, and he has taught accounting to business, commerce, and finance program students. He has also visited several countries for sharing his academic works. He is also working in several community service projects. Thank you, sir, for joining with us today. And now I invite you to share your knowledge, your experience, your ideas on this topic, specifically the impact of COVID-19 on accounting, financial reporting, and internal control. Sir, please.
Namaskar. My sincere thanks to LIPSA for giving me this opportunity. I welcome all of you to my presentation on impact of COVID-19 on accounting, financial reporting and internal control. First, I salute all the corona warriors of all the countries of the world for fighting against this disease and saving us. I like these two most beautiful words which I have written here, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means the world is a family. Now we need this kind of family culture. We yesterday celebrated the World Family Day. Like a family, we have to go for integrated approach. We have to help each other and fight against this COVID-19. To fight against this pandemic, one of the biggest challenges which we are facing in India is the digital divide. We have India and Bharat. Bharat refers to the rural India. Due to absence of digital infrastructure, we are facing a lot of problems in providing quality education, in getting e-resources and going for e-learning. But now this is the best time to learn and learn accounting. In accounting, we have a paradigm shift from teaching to learning, from teacher-centric approach to learner-centric approach. We take our students as customers and try to delight them. We follow different strategies for slow and advanced learners. In higher education institutions, we are also facing the challenges of quality and we try to achieve the excellence. When you say accounting, all of you will agree with me, accounting is the language of business. Why? Because we communicate, we report the events of the business organization to stakeholders. We also take accounting as an information system. Why? It has all the parts of a subsystem like input, processing, output. The most important outputs of accounting system are the financial statements, managerial reports and tax returns. In accounting education, we need practical knowledge and skill. And this is influenced in India by two ICAIs and Ministry of Corporate Affairs. This COVID-19 is affecting this education. For example, during last 3 months, we have virtual classrooms. We are following choice-based credit system for the students. We are changing the teaching learning process. We are using the e-resources, e-books, e-journals, and learning from home is a new normal now. And we like it, we love it. In accounting examination or evaluation process, we are also facing challenges. We are trying to create digital infrastructure. We are customizing the ecosystem which is sustainable. The teachers, students, universities all are changing now. They are going for outcome-based education and outcome-based evaluation system. In India, we had a very popular film called Munna Bhai MBBS, where the hero exploited the digital security and stood first in the medical exam. That is a challenge for us. We have to ensure that these kind of problems should not arise. I will tell you a joke here regarding Osama bin Laden. Actually, it was the cartoon of R.K. Lakshman in Times of India who wrote that Osama bin Laden wants to read accounting to create problems for the President of US. How? Now, why to throw a bomb and kill some people or destroy a few buildings? You become an accountant of a company like Enron or WorldCom, spoil the company so that lakhs of people are jobless. Those jobless people will create more problems for the US President. This shows the negative outcome, negative thing regarding accounting education or negative powers of accounting education. Now I will go to financial reporting. All of you know that the financial reports are the most important outputs of accounting system. During COVID-19, we have a lot of effects or impacts on operations of the enterprise, on the cash flows, on the performance of the enterprise, and also on the health. Therefore, there is direct impact on three important financial statements, which are statement of profit and loss, balance sheet, and cash flow statement. But we have to remember that the impact varies from organization to organization, from sector to sector. One example I will give: in automobile sector, the adverse impact is huge and they are facing a lot of stress on cash flows. But in the FMCG sector, we find mixed response, mixed picture, where a few companies are doing very well due to this COVID-19 problem. but some other companies are not doing that good. We have volatile stock market. The balance sheet of the holding companies are directly affected as the value of the investment is affected by the volatile stock market. When we discuss regarding financial reporting, it is influenced by many assumptions, many principles, many standards. I have noted down here a few assumptions and standards. For example, in going concern assessment, we assume that the organization will last forever, will exist forever. But that is not the case now. In inventory management, we can only go for net realizable value now in this COVID era. We have impairment of goodwill, impairment of non-financial assets. In revenue recognition, we are also facing problems due to more sales returns. In some companies, we have to make more provisions and more contingent liabilities. We are facing the problem of depreciation in property, plants and equipments. In direct tax and deferred taxes, we are also facing some problems whereby the financial reports are directly affected. In my last part, I will tell you regarding the internal control of the business organizations. All the business organizations, they need structured accounting information system, which is a part of management information system. We need virtual teams. We need continuous risk assessment. The communication should be online and continuous. There should be online monitoring and controlling of the activities. We can follow one management principle called management by exception, where the top management will focus its attention on exceptional situations or events or cases, not in all events. There should be timely decisions and timely actions. I can summarize the internal control in 3 words. The internal control system should detect frauds, malpractices or errors, and the system is to prevent it and take corrective action so that we are able to have efficient internal control system. In my concluding remarks, I will draw your attention regarding these difficult times. Some say that it's also a magical time. We can go for innovative solutions for COVID problems and also for the problems of the business organizations. The dream of Mother Earth is to have inclusive growth, to have food security, energy security, social security. We face a lot of global challenges which also indirectly influences all the business organizations. In accounting, we have to develop digital infrastructure and intellectual infrastructure which is required for developing e-contents, for developing e-resources. We also need emotional infrastructure for the emotional well-being of the people of the world. Why this? Because we have a lot of fears, lot of psychological anxieties. We have to avoid them so that we can achieve success and fight against this global disease. The writing on the wall is very clear now. Either the business organizations will perform or they will perish. Either they will be distinct or they will go extinct. With these kind of words, I once again convey my sincere thanks to Lipsa and conclude my speech. I welcome questions, if any. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for joining with us